This is our septic receiving station. We have different size valves here. We have a 3, 4, and 6-inch valve. This is where the trucks back up to. Inside of here we have a screening area that screens everything down to 1 inch. When the septic goes inside of the receiving station, it goes into a 10,000 gallon underground tank, which is then fed up to the MEVA screen. This is a very integral part of the EC system. It's a step screen that screens the particulates down to 1/32 of an inch or 1 millimeter. It then takes those particulates and it puts it into a bagging system maintaining that closed loop system for odor control. The MEVA screen feeds the effluent into the blue equalization tank, which is then fed into the cell inside of the treatment plant itself. This is the cell where what we call electrochemistry is happening inside of the cell. We use the dosing pumps for pumping in brine when our water is not conductive enough. The brine essentially makes the water more conductive so we can get a more consistent treatment. We also use the dosing pumps to put in a light polymer to help with coagulation. After the treatment at 50 gallons per minute, it is discharged from the cell through the sludge line and is discharged into the vacuum clarifier. The vacuum clarifier vacuums off the particulates of the sludge into the sludge tanks. The clarified water on the bottom is then discharged into the sanitary sewer system. These are our sludge tanks. After the EC process, it goes into the clarifier. The clarifier then vacuums into the sludge into these holding tanks. Essentially what we do with these on a daily basis is we decant the water off of them. We eventually end up with a consistency of oatmeal when we dewater our sludge. This is what we call our production tank. It's a 2,500 gallon water holding tank. We use our own clarified water from our cell and treatment to use it as a thinner for the heavier loads of septage. We never use potable water for thinning out the septage. We like to use our own treated water, giving us a little bit of the green factor. Here we have the PLC system. This is the screen that controls everything that we have in the entire plant. This controls pumps, it controls the cell, it controls the amount of water that we bring in, and the amount of water that we discharge. This is a completely automated system. Here we have the holding tank. The effluent goes from the holding tank to the MEVA screen, and then from the MEVA screen to the equalization tank. From the equalization tank it goes to the cell to the vacuum clarifier separates it and then sends it to the sanitary sewer. Should there ever be an alarm, the PLC system will contact our engineers throughout the United States and Canada. Immediately we'll have several engineers jump on the bandwagon and start working on this instantly. They can make adjustments from anywhere that has internet access. This is the exciting part of the EC plant. This plant does 65,000 gallons a day, and look at the small footprint. A normal plant of this size would be on several acres. With the exception of the tanks that you've seen outside, this is the nucleus of the equipment inside here. We encompass approximately 1/4 of an acre.